Good afternoon, children. Today we are going to start the sonnet The Dual Being by Sri Aurobindo. But before we go into what is the dual being, we should know what is the being itself. We should know what is soul. See, children, we all have consciousness in ourselves that make our body work very, very efficiently. What we do is simply take that for granted. For example, we eat and probably we follow a very healthy regimen. We exercise, etc. But have you ever wondered how every mechanism, every metabolism in the body works? Most of us are conscious about how we look, what we should wear, if I'm becoming fat or thin, if my makeup is beautiful or not, the shirt, is it matching with my pant? But if we transcend beyond that, have we ever wondered what a perfectly working mechanism I am? My body is? It's just wondrous and profound when you actually come to realize this. So be proud of yourself. Be proud of it. For that matter, how everything works in the universe. Be it the plant kingdom, be it the animal kingdom, it works as a great circle of life. There is nothing more, nothing less. There is one single higher order intelligence, or we may call it consciousness or soul, that makes everything work with clockwork precision. This is the higher order intelligence or the consciousness that we are talking about. It is all in the mind and it transcends the physical body. The mind is the most beautiful. Now, about the circle of life, there's one beautiful example which was quoted in Walt Disney's animated film The Lion King, where King Mufasa, he's actually explaining it all to his son, little Simba, how we are all connected. The summary of what he says is that we go back to the soil when we die, and from that soil, the trees, the grass, and even the food that the herbivores eat, that is born. To be precise, he says, the antelopes eat the grass and we eat the antelopes. And once we die, we go back to the soil and the grass sprouts from it and the antelopes eat it back. So we are all connected in the circle of life. Now, if we talk about consciousness, we all have consciousness within ourselves. We must also heard about the term moksha. What exactly is moksha? Moksha is nothing but a status where you can assimilate everything into yourself and yourself into everything. Sounds tough, doesn't it? But let me explain to you. You, me, the laptop, the chair that you're sitting on, it all becomes one huge existence. I know it might sound terrific to some and ridiculous to the rest. But this is how the saints do it after years of practice, or man, like human beings, can achieve it after repeated births. They don't identify themselves as the body. The body can die, we are mortal. They identify it with their souls. If you believe in birth and rebirth, it becomes a very easy thing for you to grasp the content. In fact, it has been scientifically proven in so called progressive countries like the United States that the body is nothing but a vessel, and after death, the soul is liberated and comes back to earth occupying another body. Again, a very profound concept to some. So, let me just take the instance of a pen and an ink bottle. The ink cannot function by itself. It needs to be in a pen to do what it is meant to do. So, it's all about the soul. You can say it's solely about the soul. Now, this consciousness, this soul, or some people may call it the Atma or the Ruh, this also needs a body to work. And this whole concept, mind it, keep this in mind very well, that it has nothing to do with religion. It is completely spiritual in nature. They say that right where the rib cage meets, there's a very soft place where this glorious and luminous soul resides. Our five senses help us perceive what is outside. But what is it that helps one to look inside? Pause. Silence. It is silence that helps us to look inside. And that is when we look inside our soul. And that is the very reason why we practice silence, to connect with our being. So with that, we shall now proceed to the poem, sonnet rather, The Jewel Being by Sri Aurobindo.